Hey, you guys, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, everybody, hit the like button. You know what we haven't done on this channel in quite some time? My intro. So I kind of want to do my intro. Gives me some time. It gives the people some time to get in here. Shout out to everybody. Happy Saturday. It is the third Saturday of the year. How are your New Year resolutions going? That's what I want to know. Okay. Are you guys doing okay? Are you guys doing better? How are those resolutions going? Do you have to start all over again? Which is fine. I mean, that's what resolutions are. You start all over again and you do your thing. It is what it is. Shout out to everybody. Now hit the like button and let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Bruh. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits. Drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits. Drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, big chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposed in the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring hopes. Exploring, researching, debunking, investigating, being nosy, super nosy, being messy, being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me, the chick with ADHD, unmedicated but quite educated. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like, hit that like. Let's go, let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Happy Saturday. So it looks like the Seahawks are playing. Are they winning? What's going on? The Seahawks and the 49ers? Am I hearing this correctly? Seahawks 7 and 49ers 0. Shout out to the Seahawks. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. You said Seahawks have a real chance at a Super Bowl this year. You know what? I mean, look, I said Seahawks. Now everybody's like, we're out of here. We're for the 49ers. I'm sorry, guys. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I'm just, I get it. All right. I get it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm still a Cali girl. I mean, whatever, however that goes. But good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay. We're about to get started. It is a Saturday night. Shout out to y'all if you're here. Welcome. Do me a favor and hit the like button. Hype up the video. Show support. That is what we do. Here, that's how we make it, right? We make it. We have the lights turned off because you guys hit the like button, show support, and do all those beautiful things that you guys do. Welcome. You watching me and the game. I'm so sorry. Am I interrupting? Well, by the way, I am going to go live tomorrow morning. So we'll probably do a little recap of a couple things here that we're going to get into. Should be interesting, but I won't keep you for long. Okay. I'm feeling a little bit better. Survived the Kool-Aid. Thank you. I just saw it. Vicky, I just saw it. That article, I got it up already. It's on queue. Thank you. Welcome. Well, I love you too. Thank you. Shout out to y'all. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. Thank you. So we're about to hit the ground running, guys, because we have 3 different topics that we have to talk about. Okay. One of those is, why don't we start with the one that I feel like I've talked about this lady before, but not that much, part because she's kind of like one of those like reality TV stars that um I remember watching 90 Days. I used to like 90 Days when it first started. I used to watch a lot of YouTubers who covered 90 Days when they first started, and I covered a little bit of it, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I really got into it as much as other folks, right? Not my channel. Some stuff I might have covered here and there, but 90 Day Fiance was one of those shows where, like, when it first started, the whole premise and concept was pretty cool, right? Like, you have these two couples that meet each other, different countries, and they need a visa, and they need to prove that they love each other and that nothing is a train wreck or whatever. One of them flies out to the country, and they propose and do what they have to do, and who knows if they make it over here to the United States. So I've covered some of this, and there's a lot of like different issues that happen. I think it just makes for very interesting TV when it's like that, right? Well, girl right here, I mean, I know that she's always kind of been a shit show and a shit starter overall. I knew that she had a lot of drama with a lot of the YouTubers here and whatnot, right? So apparently she had like a business, and she went, and this is not the first time that she's had like stuff on her record. I mean, she's done some shit. She's done some shit, okay? Used to like that show. Yeah, I mean, she's a train wreck. Said, "Oh my goodness, I thought that show was always." Well, I mean, it was good when it was good. And then it became a train wreck. Like, I remember maybe I watched the first couple of seasons. One of the seasons that stood out to me was see, I could see them in my face. Like, I can't remember their names, but they're like, I see their faces. 90 Day cast when it first started. I could tell you, and I feel like I could remember some of the stories. Let's see if I can find some images here. Oh yes, here we go. These were the guys that I remember. These guys right here. Let's share this tab. So I remember them. I think they are no longer, I don't even think they ever got married, the first couple. I forgot her. She was like an opportunist. She cared about his money. He went to prison. He found love. I forgot her name. Anissa and Fisa and something. Very controversial. She wanted his money. She was unapologetic about it. We kind of knew why she was here and whatnot. We knew what she was about. I remember this couple right here. I don't know what the hell happened to them. I don't remember them. Let's see. Let's see. I remember them. He's in jail. He's in jail, and she's also like, I don't know, she's also gotten some legal troubles, but I think he's in jail for like 10 years for a lot of crazy shit. And it's so crazy, the 90 Day defenders that defended Jeffrey. His name was Jeffrey. I remember I covered a little bit of his cases, but he's in jail and he's serving a huge prison term. I believe some of it involved DV as well. I don't remember them. I might remember her, but I just don't remember their storyline. Some of them stood out to me. Oh, they're still together. This couple right here. Okay. I remember them. And then I remember them too, because these were my favorite guys, these two. Although I was like, he's a little too old for you, girl, but whatever. They made it happen. They have a daughter, beautiful little daughter. Okay, who else? Who else? Oh yeah, I remember this one. This one, he gave I live in my mama's basement for life. I forgot I remember their faces. I just can't remember their names. You didn't watch? You remember some of them? You said, I remember from the 90 Day Fiance is a lady yelling at Mohammed. Baby girl Lisa, the lady with the goat. You never watched them at all? Hey, Franny La, shout out to everybody. I'm shocked. Listen, if anybody's still together in that show, shout out to them. But there is some couples like what's his name? Who is it? This couple right here, they're still together. They had a little daughter. I know that. I follow them on Instagram. But they were the ones that stayed together probably the most, those two up there. And then this guy right here, I remember him because he had like a Colombian girlfriend, and he lived with his mom. His mom didn't like the Colombian girlfriend. And so they had like an issue. She moved on, divorce or whatever. And he found another person as well from a different country. I don't remember them. This is like the Pillow Talk series. I'm trying to see who else I remember. I remember Paola. I remember her. Let's see who else. I remember her too. Um, she broke up with their guy. I think her guy was from like the Dominican Republic or something like that. I remember her too because it was her and Pedro. Her and Pedro broke up. She's like in a new relationship, and so is he. So that, and then because of their show, they started a spin-off where it was like Chantel's family. This is Chantel's mom. Chantel's family was like made for television reality TV series. Here it is. David and Annie, they're still together. Okay, anyways, these ladies right here, Darcy and Stacy, listen, they are literally like, I don't recognize them anymore because of the so much plastic surgery that they have had. And again, like they continue to do it and they continue to fly out there. You know, they were gorgeous before. So they've done so many. I think I follow one of them. Hold up. Let me see. You just don't recognize them anymore. Darcy Silva, the Silva twins. It's very hard to recognize them now because, you know, the surgeries are pretty intense. I mean, give you an idea. It's intense. All right. The family, the Chantel family was a mess, yeah, but they were totally made for TV. Anyways, so okay, let's get back to the business. All right. So this lady right here, I just remember she was always a hot mess. She wasn't very well liked on the show. I know that. She started a lot of shit with YouTubers. So 90 Day Fiance, Leida Margaretha. I don't know how you say her last name. I think it's in Spanish is Margarita, but okay. I don't think that's how she says it. Hit with felony wire fraud theft charges, 24 counts in total. So 90 Day Fiance star Leida in some serious trouble with the state of Wisconsin, which has filed 24 felony charges against her. Now, I had a little birdie send me some information about her, I want to say several months ago, because she had a newborn die. And they sent me some information. Now, I did make some phone calls and reached out to some people to find out kind of what the status was. This was a couple months ago. This wasn't recent. I went out just to see like what's going on, to see if she was going to be formally charged or something, because of there was a lot of allegations that she might have done something to her newborn child or something. We don't know. Nothing has come out of that. There's been so much speculation. Y'all know me. I go to the source, the government, the FOIAs, the reports, you know, that's what I do. I don't, you know. So people have speculated different things and whatnot. Yeah, like a newborn, fairly newborn. Like her baby died. So there was a lot of allegations that she might have done something to the baby. We don't know. But before I say anything like that, I typically want to see what the professionals and law enforcement, and not, you know, because we do a lot of speculation online, but nothing has come out of that. So it's just speculation. That's it. Okay. That's it. Further says that she is in some serious trouble, not for the baby, but apparently the state has filed 24 felony charges against her. Now, the girl has had other charges as well. I mean, look, there's a mugshot. Leida, who was arrested for bail jumping in 2025, just recently, ooh, baby bunny, has been hit with charges, including 7 counts of bail jumping, six counts of wire fraud, 10 counts of forgery, and 1 count of stealing between 10,000 to 100,000 from a business, according to online records. Prosecutors say she committed the crimes between November 2023 and March 2024. She has court scheduled for February 18, but has not been arrested as of this reporting. TMZ has reached out to Leida and the prosecuting attorney for comment. So far, no word back. So these aren't the first felony charges against Leida. Wisconsin filed 2 counts of identity theft against her back in September 2025. Listen, the girl's married. I believe she's got a green card. Okay. But I want to know, as quick as ICE is able to pick up people, even those people that aren't supposed to be deported, why aren't we like, if somebody's already been charged and, you know, you got this kind of behavior, this is what I'm talking about. All right. I'm not all against, you know, certain things, but you got somebody actively breaking the law, like girl right here. Why is she still here to actively still commit crimes? steal people's monies, allegedly. I mean, she still hasn't been found, but I'm saying, like, come on now. So you jump bail? That should be like a let me flag you. Like, what are you doing? Why is she? Shouldn't there be something, something? I know she's over here yelling at the TV. She's like, rah. Y'all heard that? She yelled at the TV. I know, I know. Sorry, y'all. She can be loud, man. She can be loud. Sound gets picked up. But that being said, I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. Anyways, so let's see what she says. So these aren't the first felonies charges against Leida. Wisconsin filed two counts of identity theft against her back in September 2025 and a count of bail jumping in July. She was additionally charged with mistreating animals. She was DV and bail jumping in January of last year. The girl is a bail hopper. Okay. All right. She jumps. I don't know why people keep giving her bail if she's jumping. Yes, she did. Y'all let me know what you guys think. And it further goes. As you know, she is also estranged from her husband, Eric. The pair had a notoriously tumultuous relationship on the 90-Day Fiancé. She even filed to legally separate from Eric last year, but swiftly asked the court to dismiss her petition. We broke the story in July 2025, and Eric was arrested for allegedly slapping his fellow TLC star while drunk. And he confirmed at that time they were no longer together. We reached out to him regarding the latest charges against Leida. So far, no word back. I don't look at this is him. They charged them at the same time. They got into it. So I'm not sure. Look at he looks mad in that one. So all of these are all kind of related and stuff and whatnot. So that's what I have to say. Yeah, apparently she harmed a dog or something like that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, I mean, the girl literally is she doesn't have the papers. So I don't get it. Like I said, in my opinion, we're willing to pick up people that are just working, doing their thing, waiting for a process to get, naturalized or, to get their citizenship. But we're not willing to pick up the ones that are actively breaking the law. How do you like them apples? I don't get it. It's all too backwards for me. That being said, though, yeah, that's how I see that, in my opinion. All right, we got to move on. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? Oh man, I am trying to get a hold of the charging documents on this one. When did I say this? Was it November, December? I think it was November, at the end of November. A little bird told me that arrests were going to be coming down for this situation right here. These people are a mess. Look at y'all. Y'all are reacting. Yes. A couple of months ago, 2 months ago, maybe, I had said, guys, I have a little bird told me that okay, so let me start back. There's a Whittaker family. Put a one in the chat if you guys know who the Whittaker family is out of Virginia. I think it's Odd, Virginia. Put a one in the chat. This is the family that became famous on Soft White Underbelly and whatnot. Soft White Underbelly family, okay? They are known as the inbred family, all right? They have a whole different, they became famous through Soft White Underbelly, right? Mark Leida cuts them off, and, that's what he did. He decided to cut them off. So he said, right? Then you had these two people that decided, well, we're going to step up and help the Whittaker family. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. They're from the area. One of them I know was like a social media personality, which I think is Patrick. This is Patrick. The other one, so back in September 2025, Virginia, the state of Virginia, said that they were investigating concerns regarding the Whittaker family, and some of them were even removed by Adult Protective Services because the concern is that they were being exploited by, social media personalities. So they would either ask for money, donations, and stuff like that were meant to go to the family, but it wasn't actually going to the family. It was actually going to their pockets, allegedly. Yes, Yes, I hate the word, but I had to use it because that's what they're known for. Famously, it was not Eric, although he was named as somebody that they were investigating. Okay, but he was not charged, not yet. Okay, that we know of, although he was named. So this guy right here. Now wait, let me go back to my birdie. So I heard from like the end of November to December that there was going to be charges regarding this situation because we had been waiting, right? Virginia made the statement, the state of Virginia made the statement. I think it was like, September 2025. And then there was a politician. I think there's a politician who's been keeping an eye on this whole situation because they would do live streams, the two individuals, and they had a whole Whittaker family channel running. Who runs that channel? Who's getting that money from that channel? Well over 80,000 subscribers, right? And there's a whole Whittaker community, right? Here on YouTube that, really support the Whittakers, defend the Whittakers. I think, some of them really mean well because they want to see the best. But people have been side eyeing the way in which this individual and the other individual have been running things as far as the way that they're doing donations and whatnot. So I think that people have the right and every right to question it all, right? Especially when you're asking for public donations and stuff like that, right? You said, I'm so glad you're bringing us this news about the arrest. I hope this means that they're closing it. Well, I don't know about that, but they definitely, I'm surprised they got into this one, honestly. Because it took them a minute. It took them a minute, honestly. It took them a minute to get there. You said, yeah, that channel blew up quickly. You said, really? I thought they would go after him first. I don't know. Okay. So, hey, Flojo. All right. So let's get into this article. So there was a politician who I saw was keeping an eye on the situation, and they weren't too happy. And so then this broke yesterday. Man charged in alleged social media donation scheme involving the Whittaker family in Raleigh County. Police allege more than 10,000 in donations was collected and kept. So a man is in custody after West Virginia State Police arrested him in an investigation involving the Whittaker family, a rural Raleigh County family known nationally through social media. John Patrick Roark, who a lot of people know as Patrick Roark, 47, was arrested Friday and charged with 5 felony counts of financial exploitation of an incapacitated person, 5 felony counts of fraudulent schemes, and 1 felony count of fraudulent use of an access device. According to a state police news release and a criminal complaint, he is being held at the Southern Regional Jail at a $150,000 bond. The troopers opened the investigation September 2025. State police said that the investigation also identified Lawrence Eric Carroll. This is Eric Carroll. This is where the name is coming from. Though Carroll has not been charged as of Friday afternoon. Where that investigation is at, we don't know. Authorities allege that Roark used the family's disability and personal circumstances to create viral social media content for profit. And that was the question that I had. I am not surprised that APS got involved. I'm not surprised. Like, people were really upset that people got separated because the family got separated. But I don't know how people didn't see this coming from a mile ahead. You literally have people creating content and people are trusting that so-and-so is actually giving the money. Well, they're showing receipts. You don't know how much people are donating. The donations aren't being made like publicly kept, in say like a GoFundMe or a record of some sorts or something. Anybody could be pocketing anything. I could donate $100 on a Cash App to somebody and say, I want it for this. I don't know if it's going for that. Unless they show it, we don't know what it's going for. And that's the thing. It's like, it's very easy for people to fall for this. And people are attached to the Whittaker family, right? They are. And honestly, outside of the social media viral stuff that they have out there, I don't think that they would have well, we felt bad for them, we're going to do something for them. I'm not buying that. I'm not. I think that they used them for content to blow up. This guy right here was already into content creation, so he kind of knew he had an angle already. So I think that they took advantage of that. If anybody, everybody should be upset about that, honestly. But hey, who am I? I'm just over here. The criminal complaint states that Roark began recording and posting videos involving the family in September of 2025. So they were keeping an eye. It is. But people are people. I honestly believe that the people that have followed this are people that really cared. They really wanted to see the best out of the situation. But yeah, this happened. So, investigators also allege that Roark collected donations intended for the family between May 2025 and September 2025 by providing his own address, financial information to followers and viewers of the account. The complaint alleged that the donations exceeded 10,000 and that Roark kept the money rather than ensuring it reached the family. All this stuff, I thought they were supposed to buy a house. Like, I'm like still stuck on 2 years ago when they were saving up for a house and that shit never happened. And I don't know what, like, I don't know. Okay. Anyways, so the complaint further alleges that multiple members of the Whittaker families are nonverbal and have disabilities that would have prevented them from consenting to being recorded. Yes. Oh my God. This goes far back. This goes all the way back to Mark Leida. Okay. I've never seen an article actually point this out. It's been a lot of content creators like myself and That Surprise Witness who have pointed this out, or others that have said, how can they consent to recordings? How do you consent if you're under the influence? How do you consent if you're, disabled, cognitively disabled? How are you consenting to any of this for you to be displayed out there? There is no consent. There's never been any consent. And this goes far back, guys, from the time that they went viral. Who consent? Did they have a caretaker or a guardian to consent for them? Did somebody say, yes, I consent for you, and I'm with all my senses? That's the thing. That is a thing. So this doesn't stop right here. I mean, I'm surprised that this would. I need to get my hands on the complaint. So we'll probably review. If I can get my hands on the complaint tonight, we'll review it tomorrow morning. The Whittaker family, who lived in the odd area of Raleigh County, gained a wider audience through Mark Leida's Soft White Underbelly interview series, which led to donations aimed at improving the family's health and living conditions. Leida has not been named in the investigation. Roark has been arraigned. Leida has not, you know what? It doesn't mean that they haven't looked into Leida. When that situation happened where, what was it? Was it Tyler? And I also talked about this, that like, what's up with the house? Where's this going? There's a GoFundMe. And, Mark went forward and he presented screenshots and he said, I did donate to this and this is what it was. And then nothing came out of that. So my thought, well, maybe he had money aside for this. So what happened to the money after that? Like, I don't know, man. So I'm not at all surprised that this has happened. I'm like, why didn't this happen sooner? That's the question that I have. Did they sign a contract? That's a great question. Did they know what they signed? Do they even have a signature? So the heart that, and Barbara Bish, that's the question. We don't know, right? Honestly, you said they needed a money manager. So many of them took advantage of it. And that's why APS stepped forward. Like APS, when was it? So September was the new September, October. I think it was like October. It was October where APS came through. APS and Adult Protective Services. I'm sorry, I'm using acronyms like everybody knows them. Adult Protective Services came through, right? And their living conditions were horrible, but yet people are collecting money to improve their living conditions. And we're co-signing this ish. I mean, I've seen a lot of, creators co-sign it like it's actually happening. I'm not there. I mean, I'm not, and I'm not an accountant. So why would I believe that you did this? No, nobody should be holding money for these people. No, the money shouldn't be going through anybody that isn't directly family or that has not been legally appointed at this point. That's kind of where I sit. Why are people doing that? And you think that people don't take advantage of it. I don't know. You said, I wonder if Patrick really broke his leg. I don't know. It's a great question. You said this is all sad. Yeah, their own family members were just using the money. But there you go. And then one of them was like an active addiction too, which is one of the reasons why Leida stepped back as well. You said when my sister had respite workers, every single one of them tried to steal her money. One did. It's so disgustingly common. It is. Um, you're talking about family, right? People have done like full on studies on the Whittakers because of their generational situation, right? I don't know what that capacity looks like at all. So I don't know. I suspect due to their level of poverty and isolation, there's no legal guardian or community intervention or anything like that, or somebody that at least, I wouldn't even say a legal guardian, but at the very least, somebody who was able to keep an eye out, right, on the monies and account in one way or another. I mean, that does happen. People are able to keep an account of this, but I think that just trusting content creators, you guys, content creators are going to content create. That's what they're going to do. Okay. And I'm so glad. Shout out to I'm part of this group right here, the Whittaker Family Justice. It's got 8.2K members. I'm so part of this group because I feel like I joined it a while ago and I get a lot of the updates. And these, I think, are a group of people that, have come together from all sides of social media, have either like donated to the family, and then you're kind of left wondering, well, did the donations actually go to the things that they went to? They shared a social media press release from the West Virginia State Police, and it says, through an investigation that started in September 2025, it was determined that John Patrick Roark had exploited the Whittaker family to include Larry, Betty, Lorraine, Timmy, and Ray Whittaker. Patrick utilized their disabilities and shortcomings in life to produce social media content for monetary gain and included large sums of U.S. currency and merchandise. Patrick collected monetary donations and the merchandise that was intended for the family for his own personal gain. On January 16, 2026, Patrick was arrested and charged with 5 felony counts of financial exploitation of an incapacitated person, 5 felony counts of fraudulent schemes, and 1 felony count of fraudulently use of an access device. Use of an access device, excuse me. What would that be? Like email? Telephone? Online? Okay. Mr. Roark was arraigned and transported to Southern Regional Jail, and he's at $150,000 bond. The investigation of the exploitation of the Whittaker family remains active. So they're not done. That doesn't mean that Eric Carroll is off the hook, y'all. They are not done whatsoever. And when you start looking into Patrick's social media the guy is a social media content creator before he decided that he was going to be out here, touched by an angel and help the Whittaker family. He knows what he's doing. When somebody has social media, experience, they know how to insert themselves into a story, and they know how to bring light to a story. Let me see if I can find something that I found. Patrick. This wasn't like, I just got all involved. No, he was a content creator. Look at this. 314,000 followers. Okay. And this is not like, new news for people that have been following this for a long time. For those that have been following the Whittaker family, they know, I guess on the 15th, he was driving. Like this is, Timmy and his fidget spinners. Okay. People have been knowing. So he knew how to handle the social media thing and stuff like that. He knew what he was doing. I don't think that it's a anything new. Yeah, poor Timmy. You said, Rabbit, I was thinking of the family member. I don't think there's a single one who could. Based on the lineage in itself, I mean, it would be very hard to find somebody who would be able to manage any of that. But you have people here. You have people here that in the community, and this is what I noticed about this Facebook group, is that you have people here that really do care about the family, and they have known of the Whittakers before they blew up and everything, and they basically knew what was up, and didn't like the exploitation, but who's going to stop it? I mean, I don't know. Again, this family can't consent, so I'm glad that there was a social media investigation that led to this. So yeah, you said he must have known what he was doing all along. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I don't think that that's should surprise anybody whatsoever at all. Okay. So if I can get my hands on the legal documents and the arrest stuff, I'll definitely will review it tomorrow morning. That's on my radar. I got some other stuff for tomorrow morning for us to review. Let's talk about this, okay? So, not that it matters. Let me start with just by saying this because I don't think it really matters. But so Timothy Busfield, right? This dropped this morning. Child essay case is a house of cards, right? So basically, TMZ is assisting, or at least reporting this in a way that could poke holes in certain areas as far as this case. Let me explain. So Timothy is firing back in his case, slamming prosecution witnesses for being unreliable and documented histories of fraud and financial exploitation, according to new court documents obtained by TMZ. We'll have to look at those. So filed his opposition to the prosecution's motion to keep him behind bars during the pretrial stages of the New Mexico criminal case on Friday night. As you know, prosecutors have charged him with the child abuse and criminal sexual contact with a minor. Okay. Now, apparently in his filing, which I still have to pull and I have not seen yet, Busfield blasted prosecutors for asking the judge to imprison him based on a story that had already collapsed under independent scrutiny. Busfield says prosecutors have offered no reliable proof that in 2022 he essayed two brothers. I don't think it was 2022. The year is off there. Ages 7 and 8, who were actors in The Cleaning Lady, which he directed and produced. The former West Wing star says that the case against him relies solely on accounts of the children's parents, Angeli LaSalle and Ronald Rodis, whose sons were replaced in The Cleaning Lady in 2024. Now, Busfield notes that the parents only came forward with accusations after the loss of the twins' roles, and only after consultation with civil counsel, creating an obvious financial and retaliatory motive. The director also claims that Ronald is a former lawyer convicted of federal conspiracy and wire fraud and was therefore disbarred. Busfield says Ronald was prosecuted for a multi-million-dollar scheme, which we have the DOJ's statement on that. So Ron is Ronald Rodis is the father of the twin victims. Okay. So in these legal documents, apparently it discloses Ronald as somebody who's convicted and he's got this criminal record. I'm going to tell you why this does not matter. Okay. In a minute. Busfield says Ronald was prosecuted for a multi-million-dollar scheme in which he alleges defrauded more than 1,500 homeowners of approximately $6 million. Busfield says Angeli is no angel either, explaining that she had multiple civil judgments entered against her for fraudulent and dishonest behavior. Bottom line, Busfield says that the prosecution motion should be denied and he should be released from jail because there's no convincing evidence he poses a danger to the community. Okay. If you remember the arrest warrant, the children, baby bunny, the children made disclosures. One of them specifically made disclosures, multiple disclosures to a therapist. Documented, okay? Documented disclosures. That's what he did. Sorry, guys. Baby bunny's in here. She ran out now. Multiple disclosures were made, okay? Not just one, multiple, to the therapist. And apparently the therapist documented those, okay? Then you have the forensic interviews. All of that is like done without the presence of the caregiver. So those are just independent allegations outside of the presence of the caregiver. Now, could there be an argument about how the children were coached? Yes. Could that have happened? Potentially. I don't know. But the parents' criminal record doesn't really matter in terms of Busfield's case. If anything, it just shows that, they had a pass. That's it. I mean, what else? Give me one sec. You said a makeup person filed a complaint. Yeah. And this was a separate child, a 6-year-old, right? Keep that in mind. So all of these, even the civil cases, they're all separate incidences. They don't come into play as far as the criminal side, but none of that in terms of how you see, like, the victims is the victims and the parents are the parents. Okay. And if these victims have been coached or coerced or in any, I mean, all of that is going to come out at some point if that is the case. But the parents having some kind of like horrible criminal history, that doesn't come into play. I mean, I don't even think the children were born even around that time. Hold up, let me show you. It doesn't mean that there's no it just doesn't matter in terms of the allegations. The allegations have been sent to other people. Okay. This is the DOJ statement. Yeah, she is. She is. And by the way, I was sent an article that we have to read here about this too. So, former attorney pleads guilty to participating in fraudulent mortgage modification scheme. So, this is the victim's father, the two twin boys' father. So, Ronald Rodas, he was 51 at the time. He pled guilty before a U.S. District Court judge in California to one count of conspiracy to commit mail-in wire fraud. And I believe he lost his law license and everything. I mean, you could read it all out there. This was back in 2016. So yeah, he has a, shady record. The Then the question becomes, well, how does that play into the children and what does that have to do with the children at this point? Anybody can say anything at this point. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Chico. So then my beautiful, wonderful Maud sent this to me and said, let me see. Said, read this. Melissa Gilbert asked judge to keep sweet husband Timothy Busfield protected in jail amid his child abuse charges. Am I reading this correctly? Hold up. I just, because it's on my other screen. Ooh, baby bunny. Hold up, y'all. Just give me one sec. Whew, sorry about that. Baby Bunny was like, oh, she's doing the most. She's watching TV and she's like, anyways, let me stop. She likes to dance and act and do different things and whatnot. I don't know. She is like, no, this is tomorrow. We'll have a sitter in the morning. Anyways, so shout out to my mod. Said Melissa Gilbert asked judge to keep sweet husband Timothy Busfield protected in jail. So did she write a letter and say to the judge, like, keep him protected, like he's a sweet guy? Am I hearing this correctly? I saw this. I said, no, wait, what? Okay, let's get into this. On January 16, the Little House of the Prairie actress submitted a letter to the judge regarding husband Timothy, child SA charges. Oh, Lord. So this is what we need to know. Timothy Busfield's wife, Melissa Gilbert, wrote a letter to the judge asking for protection. Please take care of my sweet husband, Gilbert wrote. Busfield is currently in custody ahead of his pretrial detention hearing on January 20th. He was charged, of course, with 2 counts. We already know. I'm not going to repeat it, but Melissa is continuing to stand by her husband's side as Timothy Busfield faces charges of alleged child SA. So the Little House on the Prairie star 61 voiced her support of her husband in a letter to the judge in this case. In a new filing with the defendant's response to opposition to the state motions for pretrial detention submitted on January 16th, a letter of support. Okay. Hold up. Letter of support. Whoa, what? In a new filing with the defendant's response in opposition to the state's motion for pretrial detention submitted on January 16, 75 letters of support for the actor were included. 75 letters? People are already writing letters of support for the actor to the judge. Many were from family, friends, colleagues, and longtime friends. In Gilbert's letter, she began by identifying herself as Busfield's wife, explaining that they briefly met in 1980s before falling in love in 2012. She wrote, "The reality is that Tim is my love, my rock, my partner in business and life. He is my comfort and my counsel. His joy, humor, quick wit brings sparkle to my life. Tim is quite simply the beating heart of our wild and wonderful extended family. I can tell you and anyone that I know Tim better than more intimately than anything in my life, than anything in his life ever has." Anyone? Anything? Yeah, but that was YouTube Bad Actors. That was when he was convicted. We're not even there yet. This is crazy work. What? So he's got 75 letters. And she's saying here, the reality is that Tim is the love of my life, yada, yada, yada. I could tell you and anyone that I know Tim better and more intimately than anything in his life ever has. Conversely, he knows me the same way. She continued, Tim has the strongest moral compass of any human I have ever known. He has dedicated his spiritual self to always being of service to others. He starts every day with kindness and compassion. Oh, man, no. No, I get it. I'm not saying otherwise. I'm just letting y'all know what was said. We're not there yet, right? We can't say whether he's guilty or not, but I think we're allowed to have whatever reaction we want to have. I mean, why not? It further goes. Sorry, I'm like, I didn't expect all this. I cannot tell you how it warms my heart over and over to hear people from so many different walks of life tell me that they encountered my husband in some ways and he is their favorite. He is my favorite. says right here, actual people say to me in restaurants and red carpets in grocery stores too. His former students tell me that he was their favorite teacher ever. I cannot tell you how it warms my heart. And she said, one of the great joys of my life has been watching Busfield interact with her youngest son, Michael. Michael was a teenager when Tim and I got together, a full blown, angst ridden teenager trying to figure out his place in the world. Tim nurtured and guided Michael. Okay, so I will never be able to express the depth of gratitude I have to God for bringing this wonderful human in my life into our lives. She went on to say that Busfield's former military training enhanced for him what he values most: honor, integrity, compassion, and care for his fellow human being. Tim also applies those principles and orders. If he is told to do something, he does it fully with honor, integrity, and compassion and care. She concludes the letter by saying, "This is the strangest letter I've ever had to write. I'm trying to toe a line between logic and all the feelings swirling through me. I began this letter with logic, but now the feelings have taken over. I can't help it." She said, "I only want this extraordinary man safe and whole. So I will close by asking you to please, please take care of my sweet husband. As he is my protector, I am his, but I cannot protect him now. And I think that more than anything else is what is truly breaking my heart. I'm relying on your protection. I'm relying on you to I'm relying on your to protect him for me." Okay. So thoughts? That's I'm kind of curious as to are all the other letters public record? Because I'm about to pull them. I want to see. Um, did the feds found any evidence when they raided his property? I don't know. I don't think it's been made public that we know of. He said, "A few years, Melissa will be writing a book about how she was fooled and fooled about being blind and living in a fancy world, allegedly." Well, Melissa, wear a yellow ribbon. Darcy's like, "Listen, Melissa, wear a yellow ribbon if you're in danger." You said, "I have a friend who was with ABC News at one point and said he was a douche." Oh, said, "Well, he wouldn't be in jail without bail if the DA didn't have a good case against him." No, in my opinion. I mean, that's kind of my question. You said there's a whole industry for women in LA to rebuild their pelvic floors because of damage from childhood. I said, oh, really? I didn't know that they had that. Well, if anybody ever doubted if she was standing by her man, Exhibit A. There you go. I don't know, man. Thoughts, opinions? You said, honey, they have everything in LA. Well, there you go. Thank you, Vicky, for sending this to me. I didn't even read this. This is insane. But I'm here for I'd like to see the documents. Are they going to be made public? I'd like to know, because we can review those tomorrow along with Patrick Roark. See if I can pull that. Busfield, Roark, Leida documents. Writing this down. And yeah, I want to see what the filing looks like. See if I can pull that. What, New Mexico? I'll have to find it. Said, "I don't see how she could now and how she could know and hope she'd be involved or turn the other cheek. That would be horrific." Well, again, these are just celebrities. They're regular schmegular people. I think that it's very easy for us to see them in these roles that they might have played, but it doesn't mean that that's who they are, right? Like, I think that that's something that we have to kind of, understand. Like, not everyone, there's a lot of people that I like that are celebrities at the time, and then you find out that, well, maybe they got something deeper going on. Yeah, I've never heard of this one. That's a first, for sure, for sure. You said he starts every morning with the kind and compassion dump in the morning. Crazy. You said, I think a cult by her verbiage. I mean, it's like the blind item that I was reviewing yesterday. And again, doesn't mean that it's true. All alleged, that people felt uncomfortable. People felt uncomfortable. I mean, look at the report from freaking the arrest warrant, the Warner Brothers investigation. People weren't speaking because they're worried about retaliation. That's a real thing. People don't want to be retaliated. They don't want to lose their jobs. And I mean, it's hard enough for those that want to make it into the industry. And then you have a job like makeup and hair and, whatever. Yeah, like it's a real thing. People don't want to mess that up. So they don't speak, you know? It's a real fear for people for sure. Um, But to me, it's like we have to understand that, you know, these people are just people. That's it. They're just people. They just have more money and they happen to do a job that a lot of us, maybe it's a favorite TV show or they were part of a movie or whatever and we liked it. And, we can pray. We have to be able to, what is it, separate the art from the person. That's what we have to do. It's very hard, especially when that art brings good memories to you, right? Um, I found myself that way when I was, there's a lot of R. Kelly music that I have a lot of good memories about. And then it's like, oh shit, I can't, can I still sing that song without thinking about this? But, I listened to a lot of R. Kelly growing up. It was like my favorite artist. It's a hard thing to do. Um, but we keep putting these people in positions that like they can't disappoint us. No, they're human. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go. Woody Allen is another one too. If you love Woody Allen movies, I mean, it's an acquired taste, but then when you find out what happened and you hear Mia Farrow and you hear, their children speak out, I mean, it gives you a different perspective. Have a good night, Greek lady. Guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. Can't step in the name of love anymore. No, you can't. That was like the song for every wedding that was out there and every wedding venue had it or whatever out there. I mean, Woody Allen is a good example of that. If people that love Woody Allen movies, it's kind of hard to watch a Woody Allen movie without thinking about the daughter, and all that ish. It's a real thing. And sometimes it's like even like psychological, emotional, right? That you have to be able to like put this into a compartment that says, this is why I have to detach myself. Even though it gave me great memories, that doesn't necessarily define, this song doesn't define that memory, if that makes sense. Oh my God, Ronan, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. Thank you. I'm assuming are the Seahawks winning? Is that why? Thank you. Y'all put some hearts in the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you, Ronan. You said, I hate that one of his movies is my favorite movie. There you go. Thank you. We're doing good. So the Seahawks are winning. All right. Well, that's good. I'll take that. Appreciate it. Look, YouTube Bad Actors got gifted. Thank you. If we didn't listen to music or read literature or look at the art of any artist who did bad things, we wouldn't have anything left, right? Yeah. So true. You said evil people make the best art because human nature is evil and it resonates. Ooh, that is deep. That is deep, deep soul medicine. It resonates because it's evil. But then are you assuming that are we all evil? Do we all have an evil side to us? That is so philosophical, by the way. I love it. But it was like, are you assuming that there's an evil side to us? Like, like we all have this maybe other persona. It's like deep and dark for sure. My God, Nanya Business, thank you so much for the $5. Thanks for all you do. Oh, thank you. And also shout out to Belen. Belen, thank you for the Cash App. Shout out to you, my love, if you're watching the replay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Nanya, thank you so much for this. And Barbara Bish, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, yes. Survived the Kool-Aid. Bill Cosby is another one, too. That I think we have a lot of good memories, or you could think of like shows and whatnot. childhood, right? Hell, even the guy from Seventh Heaven, the guy that played the dad who was like the priest, the preacher, whatever the hell, Reverend Camden, like the Reverend guy. He's like, whoa, and to me it's like that was a show that was like on TV when I was in high school, middle school. And it was, free, right? Because it was on public television. You can watch it. So that would be like a show that I would watch in the background or something because it was accessible. So then to find out later on, what he did and whatnot, it's crazy work. We don't want to see that. But then he played like an actual church person. And then we find out, well, he's got all this dark stuff going on, what he did to a child and whatnot. It's crazy. Barbara Bish, thank you so much again. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's like it's crazy work. Yeah, everyone has a dark side for sure. Yes, honey. Harvey Weinstein produced some of the best films in his era. Yeah, man. One of my favorite ones that he had to do was Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting was a good, I thought it was amazing. And then when I did, like, I like Good Will Hunting, but then I found out what happened with the girl that was dating Matt Damon at the time. Man, I like her face. I see her face, but her name escapes me. Minnie Driver. And the way that Matt Damon treated her too, and this was like first of all, this was a huge, big movie for both of them, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon at the time. And then it was produced by Weinstein too, right? Huge movie. Put them on the map. Their first Oscar and like their first huge movie, right? They had done acting and whatnot, but this really, really put them there. Dan Schneider, there you go. And then you find out how much of a, horrible person Matt Damon was to Minnie Driver. The shit that he put her through, like that was crazy work too. I don't know, man. Everyone, Seventh Heaven actor ruined Charmed and Godliness of Seventh Heaven. Have never watched this since. I know they have those like reruns that play all the time. Hey, Abraham. Said everyone maybe has the potential for evil to be unlocked. Say like if someone does something evil to a normal good person, they maybe retaliate in an evil way. Then you have those born evil, I believe. Yeah. Oh, whatever happened to Minnie after Good Will Hunting? She did. So I think she got blackballed after Good Will Hunting because of Weinstein. I think, if I remember correctly, and I think I did a video on this. This was maybe 2 years ago. He was like hitting on her, and she wasn't reciprocating. No. It wasn't that. There was a role. He thought she was ugly for this role, and she heard about this, and it really messed with her internally, something like that. Like he called her ugly, and it messed with her career for a while. She got back to acting, but it took her a minute after, and it wasn't on Good Will Hunting. I think there was another movie in between and whatnot. Yeah, it really messed with her and whatnot. Agathological. Agathocological means all people have mixtures of good and evil. I suppose it's the ratios that matter. Thanks for showing balance, Rabbit. LOL. Shout out to you, Joe. Shout out to Joe. Joe's the best. She's a really cool supporter. Thank you, Joe. You know what? That's what it is. As long as you got a little, we can all have an evil side, right? We can be, we're ratioed out one way. At least the good people are. We all ratioed out, right? We don't want to be one way, just one way. And thank you for the $4.99, my love. Thank you. Cycles of Abuse. Yeah, Minnie Driver was such a cool, unique, original actress. I always wondered about where she went. Yeah, she there was something that happened with Weinstein, like he declined her for a role. But the thing about Minnie is that she was very unique. Like back then, when Minnie came out in Good Will Hunting, you didn't have a lot of actresses like that. There was something very unique about her. And so, she got on that role. And what was so crazy is I did a video. She went to the Oscars, right? And she looked very sad at the Oscars the day that Good Will Hunting won. I think it was like best picture, best whatever, right? She looked very sad. Somebody pointed that out. They were watching the Oscars from like 98. And they pointed out how when Good Will Hunting won, she got up and she looked like she was about to cry. Like she just looked like she was just going to cry. She had just broken up with Matt Damon at that time. Let me see if I can pull that. it was a very interesting look because she looked very sad in the pictures. Look at this. And people had pointed this out, and so she finally addressed it, and she said she was very upset. There it is. She's a gorgeous woman. I mean, she's freaking gorgeous. Long dark brown hair, curly. I mean, Matt Damon scored beautifully with it. Like a Mini Driver is like all natural beauty, right? All natural. She Okay, honey. They were up there giving their Oscar speech, and she had this sad look on her face. They had already broken up, I believe, at that time, and he was dating Winona. Who is it? One of the writers. Not Winona. Was it Winona? The one that went shoplifting. It was Winona Ryder. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. The one that was shoplifting. Yeah, he chewed her out and he spit her out, and she was sad as hell. She's a gorgeous woman. I mean, look at her. But if you go back and watch the Oscars from like 1998 and you see them and they're holding the Oscars and they're so, happy or whatever, whatever, you see it in her eyes. She just looks like she wants to cry. She was so sad. Yeah, you said, so it was Winona, right? It was like the one that got caught shoplifting. I don't know why I remember her. You know what? I don't know why that stood out to me. I'm like, the girl's a billionaire. She got shoplifting. She went to like a Barney's or something and got caught shoplifting or something. And she was like on probation on an ankle monitor or whatever. I'm like, see all these Hollywood people, they got all this money to buy this clothes and they're still shoplifting. Anyways, let me stop. Yeah, she's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You said just being real. You said just being real. I heard Matt was like a 304 in his early days. Matt Damon, I think after he won that Oscar, he did the movie. He thought he was the shit. He thought he was untouchable. Was it an Eva's and Marcus? I thought it was a Barney's or whatever it's called. She stole the blouse from New York City and ended up it didn't really end her career because the girl got like girl interrupted, right? It didn't listen. This is when I was a kid, there wasn't a whole lot to do but to watch Entertainment Tonight because it was free. I remember watching a lot of Entertainment Tonight when I was a teenager and just thinking in my mind, I'm like, you got all this money, you have made all these movies, now you shoplifting? What the hell? So she got caught shot, but it didn't really like end her career though. She did Girl Interrupted. Then there was other movies. I don't know. Edward Scissorhands. Well, that was before the shoplifting. Let me see. Let's see if we could pull some. This Hollywood stuff in the early 90s is hilarious. Hold up. Was it a Nemus and Marcus or was it a Barney's? When did Winona Ryder get caught shot? Oh, somebody already searched this. Oh yeah. This is in 2001 apparently. Hold up. Let's see if I could put this on stage. This is hilarious. Oh no, they caught that girl. Winona Ryder was caught shoplifting. Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills. Okay. So she stole over clothing. 5,000. Winona was caught shoplifting designer clothes worth over 5,000 from Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills on December 12th, 2001. She had already done what year was Girl Interrupted? What year was Girl Interrupted? Let me see. Yeah, she did Girl Interrupted in 1999. In 1999. So she was already known. How are you? You are Winona Ryder and you're literally shoplifting. You got like, didn't she get an Oscar for Girl Interrupted too? Or was it I think it was Angelina Jolie. Oh my God. That's crazy work. See, even the rich like to steal. Oh, I think I just said a lot with that one. Apparently leading to her arrest, a widely publicized trial in 2002, and conviction for grand theft and vandalism. The theft resulted in probation, community service, and it impacted her career. I doubt it. I don't think it did. She still worked. The girl still worked, and she still ate. She was fine. but she stole over $5,000 in designer clothes. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was in the Black Swan too. It didn't really affect her. We still knew who the hell she was. I just can't believe it though. I cannot believe it. He says she was in this. Yeah, she was in the same psych hospital that the movie was about. Oh, Fonzie, I didn't know that. She was in Stranger Things, and yeah. And again, that was in 99. Girl Interrupted. She did the shoplifting in 2001. She's like, I don't got to pay for shit. I'm Winona Ryder. Yeah. Do you think that the hair and makeup person that spoke out did right? Who hair and makeup person? Are you talking about Busfield? By reporting it? Yes, of course I did. I think that they did right by reporting it. Yes. I think she had a mental breakdown. Yeah. I mean, listen, people will do crazy things. The only people who didn't pay me after mowing the lawn, but weeks later were rich people. Shake my head. I'm so sorry. I think you should sue them. You could still sue. It was a mental break. Oh my gosh. She has a sleep disorder, and that is code for bipolar. Are you talking about Winona Ryder? That she has a sleep disorder? Ooh. She had a mental break? Wow. Her real name. So she changed her last name to Ryder? Gotcha. It still doesn't excuse the crime, though. I'm just saying, $5,000 shoplifting, no bueno. No bueno. You said you thought that Minnie Rogers introduced Tom Cruise to Scientology? Never heard of that one. I think it becomes a weird coping mechanism to feel in control of something, right? Could be. You know a lot about her? That's good. You said sue, I wouldn't get paid. It'd be like the lawsuit would cost me money, but I wouldn't get paid. You're hilarious. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go because I gotta go and tend to baby bunny. But she's all crazy and going all over the place right now, so I gotta go tend to her, making a mess and everything. So I gotta go over there. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to everybody that supported. Support by hitting the like button as well. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna let you guys go. Y'all are arguing about the movies. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will see you guys on tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning. You guys have a good night. And let me see if I'm gonna see if I can pull these documents. The Patrick Roark and the Tim Busfield filing. See what we find with that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.